The Bubblegum Hall of Fame. To all those who come to this happy website, welcome. We all know that there are lots of Walt Disney cards out there that are collected, but I like to focus on Walt the man himself as opposed to cards of Mickey or Donald. So here today I'm presenting my Walt Disney the Man cards. And first off, I'd like to show you some cards from board games. This one is from a game called Face 'Em. It was issued in the USA in 1989, and there's a brief write-up about Walt on the back. The second card is from a Motto board game, which is also produced in the USA in 1987. That's sort of a Who Am I game. The third card we have is from a face-to-face board game, also American, from 1991. The fourth game is from the Marathon Trivia game, and that was a children's trivia game. There are trivia questions on the back. The next one we have is from a game called Picture Perfect, and it features a caricature of Walt from 1998. Then we have a game called Baffles, and this one featured different word games, and you had to fill in the letters to determine who the famous face was. This is a Canadian game. It was issued in 1985. Next, we have a card called Who's Who, and this is a Canadian game, and it featured trivia questions on the back, and I believe it was issued in the late 1990s. Also, we have some overseas issues. Stamp collectors might recognize this one as a picture of the stamp that was issued as Walt in the USA, a 6-cent stamp a number of years ago, but it's actually a sticker of the stamp that was issued in Italy by TV Magazine. Next, we have a card that was issued by Lions Made Tea in the UK, and this one was issued in 1966, and there's a description on the back. Next, we have a fairly difficult card to find. This one was issued by Junior Pastimes, I believe is a British magazine, likely in the 1950s. And you'll notice there are a couple of staple holes here, so it was issued as an insert in the magazine. Kind of tough to find. You can see Star Picks by Junior Pastimes. Next we have a strip card. This card was issued by Biscotti in Italy in the 1930s. And in the same set there were cards of Tarzan and Laurel and Hardy and old movie stars like that. On the back you can see Biscotti, and this one has some age toning. The next card we have is from a set called Disneylandia, and this is the #1 card in the set. It was issued again in Italy in the 1960s, and you can see Walt with a Boy Scout and a young girl in front of the castle at Disneyland. And on the back you can see Disneylandia, and it's card #1, issued in Italy. The next card we have is a card from Sweden, and features Walt with a drawing of Mickey and Donald. Likely this card was issued in the early 1960s, and the back is blank. The next card we have is the Will's Cigarette card, and it's a very popular card. Features a young Walt and a drawing of Mickey Mouse, and this card was issued in 1931 by Will's Cigarette. Probably it's considered what sports collectors like to call his rookie card, his first card that we know of featuring Walt, and it's kind of fitting because, as you know, Walt supported the tobacco industry for many years. We also have a second tobacco card of Walt, and this one was issued by Mitchell & Son Cigarettes in 1936. It's called the Gallery of 1935. This one's been graded by PSA, and it also features the description on the back. My final card I want to show you today is likely the rarest of cards that I have of Walt, and this one, it was issued at Palacio Cinema. It was issued in Spain, and it shows Walt receiving his very first Oscar, and is also a toy, a plush toy of Mickey Mouse in the photo. This one is likely the rarest card of Walt, at least that I've seen. Artistas de Cine Sonoro, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but I've never seen another example of this card. And since it features the Oscar trophy, it was likely issued around 1932. I only hope that we don't lose sight of one thing, that it was all started by a card. Thanks for viewing, and please come back and see some of my other collectibles videos.